Hi friends, welcome. Thank you for being here with me. I am Sara-Jane Gage and I am a Kripalu yoga instructor. I am a functional fitness trainer and I am here with you and with the YMCA for this practice of 45 minutes of all levels chair yoga. Thanks for being here. So for this class, friends, you don't need anything fancy. If you do have a yoga strap or a belt nearby, easily accessible, or even a dish towel, perhaps, grab one of those things, keep them nearby. I'll give you an opportunity through our practice today to incorporate one of those things, a towel, a strap, a belt, etc., a t-shirt, anything that's going to give you a little bit more space between your hands. That's what we're looking for. And we'll utilize that for an opportunity to get a little bit of a different stretch, a variation of some of our stretches and postures. That said, in this practice and any time that you practice with me, please do respect your body. Listen in to exactly what it is that you need from moment to moment. My job here is to offer you suggestions, and your job is to remember that you ultimately know best. Your inner wisdom knows what you need, your body knows what it needs. We just often are really bad at listening in. So, let's practice. Let's take that as part of our practice today. We're going to listen into the body. We're going to be here and welcome in whatever shows up. So finding your strap, keep it nearby. No need to grab it quite yet. Just put it off to the side. Find your seated mountain pose or your Tadasana pose by rocking it forward and back on the feet a few times. And as you do, coming up really high on the toes, squeezing through the calves a bit. And then maybe rocking back on the heels, letting the toes come up. Feel everything begin to wake up in the lower legs. And when you feel satisfied there, taking any movement that you like, that was nice. So maybe some circling, maybe trying to create that Rice Krispies sound. Circle out, move where you need to, and then ground those feet down. Let them root through all points of the mat. Your sits bones do the same for you on your seat. Let them root through the seat. Suck in that belly just a little bit. Let the shoulders melt away from your ears and imagine that you just grew 2 inches taller. Allow the eyelids to close. And notice that as you cut off your sense of sight, either with closed eyes or a soft gaze, notice where your attention goes. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. So notice in this moment, where is your attention? Where is your focus? Where are you intentionally or unintentionally sending energy in this moment? Consider where that place is and then bring your attention to the breath. As you do, big inhale, sweeps the hands up overhead with the breath. Reach towards the sky. Allow the palms to meet at the peak and then exhale down to heart center. Allowing thumbs to make a physical connection with the heart space. Take that 2 more times, nice and slow. Big inhale, sweeping hands up overhead, palms meeting. And exhaling down to heart, making a connection, physical connection of your thumbs to that heart space every single time that we land in Anjali Mudra through this practice. This practice is about opening the heart, opening the chest. Or could you afford to be just a little bit more open? Take a big inhale, send those hands back up towards the sky. This time as you exhale, drop them down on your knees, tuck your chin round your spine, release all of the breath. As you inhale, heels of the hands slide back towards your hips. Send the shoulders and hips back. Heart shines forward as you inhale. Exhale, push down, slide the hands to your knees, tuck and round as you release. Begin to create your seated cat and cow pose flow. By inhaling, opening that heart, sending the head and hips back for cow, And then as you tuck and rounding the back body as much as you can with the exhale. Enjoy that cat pose shape. Take as much time as you need in either of these poses. There is no right or wrong here. There's no specific speed you should be going. There's no specific time you need to hold in each shape. You don't even have to do what I'm doing. This is your practice. Feel into it. Take the mind out of it a little bit. Let the intuition tap in. Feel into it. Experience the moment. Ask yourself, what do I need here? And then grant yourself the permission and the ability to give yourself exactly what you need. It's as simple as that. Usually we hold ourselves back. We try to be humble, be quiet, be seen, not heard, be kind, whatever it is. Be exactly who you are right now. Exactly what is present in this moment. As you slide through neutral, take a pause. Circle those shoulders down and back a few times, maybe with circles of the whole arms, the elbows, the wrists getting involved. Or if there's another variation that you prefer, take whatever shoulder circles serve you. In whatever direction makes sense for you. You can switch as often as you like. You might hold on any tight or sticky spots that you find. If you haven't made your connection with your breath yet, or perhaps you've lost it, come back to that even inhale and exhale, that balancing breath flow. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears, let them melt. Send the fingertips down towards your mat, maybe even give them a little wiggle, and taller through the crown of the head. Let the hands rest on your lap for just a moment, or perhaps hand on your heart, hand on your belly. If you'd like to feel that physical connection, that physical sensation with the heartbeat and the breath. And as you sit in whatever way is comfortable, create that even inhale and exhale. There's an ebb and flow of the breath. And ease in and out. As you breathe into the moment, consider, is there an intention here for you? Is there a vision for a practice? Is there something specific you were hoping to cultivate, to manifest, to create in your yoga practice? There's no right or wrong answers to those questions. There's simply exploration, and sometimes we practice with intention. Sometimes it feels better to go with the flow. Wherever you are, whichever you choose is exactly right. As you breathe into this moment, considering what is being manifested, I'll share our first reading from Young Pueblo's Inward. It's a short and sweet one about kindness and growth. When you grow rapidly and experience such deep insights that you can no longer look at yourself or the world in the same way, choose to be kind and allow yourself the time and space to settle into the new you. Time for integration. And so, friends, part of our yoga practice is about integrating. It's creating cohesion within self. It's creating union. Take a big inhale, rise those hands up overhead with the breath. Let the left hand, the right hand, just kidding, the right hand drop down to your chair. Left comes up and over. Lean in just a little bit to open the side body. And if it's available to you, shift that shoulder back just a little bit more to keep the chest and the heart open. On your next inhale, slow rise through neutral. Drop that left hand down, let the right come up and over. As you land in this side, notice, can the shoulders shift back a little? Can you open the heart, open the chest just a little bit more? Next inhale, slow rise up through neutral. Take an inhale and rise the hands up overhead. This time, as they meet, the fingers interlace. You press your palms up towards the sky. Take a little wiggle to press those palms up towards the sky. See if you can get your ribs away from the hips. Create length in the spine, and when you feel like you've gotten as tall as you can, big inhale. Exhale, pushes the palms forward, tuck the chin and round as you release all the breath. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, release the hands back behind you, grab right onto the seat of your chair. So you stay where you are if you know what I mean. Just gonna turn so you can see another angle. If it's available, depending on the kind of chair you're using, grab onto the edge and that'll give you a little bit more. You can then roll those shoulders down and back and the heart will start to press forward. If you don't have the back of your chair, you can keep the fingertips just placed there. You might bring them opposite hand to opposite elbow as such, if that feels better. Or you may even come into yoga mudra arms, interlacing fingers, rolling shoulders down and back, pressing heart forward. And as you take whichever variation of heart opener here that serves your body, that feels good for you in this moment. Imagine that your breath is flowing in and out of the heart. So maybe close the eyes, take that soft gaze, imagine, visualize. As you inhale, the breath goes right into that heart space. As you exhale, it releases out. And as you send oxygen in and out, you have a choice. You can choose what else you send into that heart space and what you release from it. So is there something you need a little bit more of in your heart? Something you'd like to let go of from your heart space that's no longer serving you? Where can you let go? Take one more inhale. As you exhale, release that hold. Circle the shoulders down and back a few times. And then, checking that your way is clear. So just shift your stuff out of your way. If you have any props or things around you. And then walk your feet wide. Just wide enough. Just wide enough to get a little hip stretch, inner thigh stretch. For most of us, it's not far. You can feel free to come into a more open goddess squat, and my suggestion would be to sit back on your chair if you do. Make sure you're really stable in your seat. Whichever variation of goddess you choose, we're open as wide as makes sense for you. The knees are stacked over ankles. The tailbone is to neutral. This is the tricky part here, friends. Most of us are landing. We're sticking our butt way out, or we're dumping and leaning way in. Either extreme doesn't feel good, and it's not good for core strength. Find a middle ground with that tailbone, and you'll know where the middle ground is because the core engages. The core tightens up to help hold you there. So feel free to play with it here. Now that looks and feels a little funny. Rock it forward and back in the hips, in the pelvis, in the tailbone. Notice those extremes. And then settle into the middle ground. Core engaged, ribs knit down. Rise the elbows right in line with shoulders. Get active shoulders here. Activate the arms. And then as you inhale, rise the hands up overhead. Take a look at them, fingertips reaching. As you exhale, drop them down in line with shoulders. Fingertips pointing away. And bring that left arm on top of your right. So right arm to bottom, left on top, backs of the hands come together. These are your eagle arms. So if you know where I am, hang out right there. I'm going to show that one more time. Doesn't matter what you start with. One arm over other. Back of the hands come together. We call this a single bind, and you can hang out right here, elbows in line with shoulders, or even playing with where those elbows are. If it's available to you and you'd like a bit more, take a double bind by trying to get the palms of your hands to meet. So all I did different there is single bind, double bind, okay? Again, it's only if it feels good. It's not forcing, it's not striving. You can tell I very easily got in and out. I'm not like cramming to make it happen. But pay attention here. As you land, where is the stretch happening? And where might you like it to happen? Maybe that means that there's movement here for you. And there's no right or wrong way to move. You won't hurt yourself. There's no supposed to be's or should be's here. Your body will tell you where your limitations are. You simply need to listen in. No forcing, no striving. Exploring. Breathing into. Finding those spots that need a little release or movement. Begin to slowly unwind that first side. Take any movement in between that serves you. So you might circle, you might take a little press or wiggle, whatever you need. Noticing as you do the difference between the two sides of your body. Notice where you feel stretched and open, and maybe where the body is creating a little more stretch. Take a big inhale. Sweep those hands up overhead. Fingertips reach, gaze follows. As you exhale, drop those fingertips back in line with your shoulders and reach them away from you. Really feel a good stretch across the top of the shoulders. This time, yeah, that's right. Left hand, left arm underneath right for your eagle arms or Garudasana arms with goddess legs. And make sure those goddess legs don't get lazy. I'm saying that because mine just did. I was just kind of like hanging out here. Keep them active. The feet should be planted. The core should be engaged. The knees are in line with hips as best you can. Meaning like in line this way, not this way. Yeah. Find your bind on this side. Either a single or a double, it's whichever serves you. And then is there any movement that needs to happen that's going to feel good in your body at this moment? Knowing that there's no such thing as right or wrong in this practice. In your body, there's no wrong way to be. Whatever you're doing is exactly right. Exactly as you're meant to be. Take a big inhale into the shape. As you exhale, slow unwinding, and then any movement here that feels good. Check in with your goddess pose. Make sure it doesn't get lazy as mine had for a moment. If it does, no judgment, just notice that that's what happened. So for me, what that says is I was so focused on the eagle arms and enjoying an upper body stretch that I forgot about my mental muscle connection to lower body. It's just something to work on. It's not labeled as good or bad and oh my God, you messed up and oh, it's on camera, oh, now what? That's how I used to teach. I'd really stress about it, but, right? Hands to the top of your thighs, friends. Set up that goddess rooted through your feet. Knees stacked over ankles. Get nice and tall through the torso. And as we go here, keep that spine really long, okay? Inhale through the crown, nice and tall. As you exhale, slow twist of your left shoulder towards the right knee. See how much you can round the upper body towards that side. Feel a really good stretch there, and then as you inhale, slow rise up through neutral. Find that tall neutral torso first, and then as you exhale, slow drop in to the other side. Rounding the upper back, taking shoulder to knee, wherever feels good for you. Inhale, slow rise. Exhale and lower. Take that a few more times, dropping opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Feeling free to slow down, to hold, to take something a little different. What do you need? One more round of breath. As you release your exhale, slow rise back up through neutral. Walk those legs along, bring them in. And then keep, let's try that again. And then keep those knees in line with your hips. Get your sits bones engaged with the chair once more. That's what that little woohoo was. I didn't feel stable there at all. You want to make sure your sits bones are glued to the chair. That core is nice and tight. Line the knees up with your hips to start, and we'll keep the left leg rooted. Keep that left knee right in line with the hip. Start to slide the right knee back out. As you do, the important thing is everything else stays exactly the same. The opening is happening on that inner thigh and hip. Come up really high on your toes. And then drop the heels down. Bring them up. Take them down. Take that 2 more times. And then as you come up, keep up high on the toe and begin to create a pivot in and out of that knee. And you can play with it. You'll notice I moved my foot a couple of times. I'm trying to explore and find where this feels best in my hip, in my body. And that's what I encourage you to do as well, my friend. Practice is an exploration, or it's meant to be, in my humble opinion. It's about exploring, finding what serves us, connecting with ourselves, connecting with what we need, what we hope for, what we plan for. Take any last movement in that right hip and then slowly slide it back to neutral. Keep the left leg right in line. So again, it's lined up in line with the hip. And this time, mental muscle connection to your abs. Let them help you. Bring that right knee in. Maybe grabbing underneath the thigh or maybe over. Your choice. It's whichever feels better. Whichever you've chosen, little rock side to side. Little bit of movement. You've lost the connection with your breath. Bring it back. Even inhales and exhales. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, drop that knee down, and your choice here, friends. We'll take a twist next. For a little less, keep the knee in line with your hip. If you'd like a little bit more, as well as to get into the outside of the IT band and the glute, and if it's available, place that right knee right over the left. It's only if it works for you. That's not a necessity. You're still going to get a really good stretch if you're side by side. Take what you need. Finding that tall, long torso again. Send the left hand to the outside of your right knee and then slow spin towards the right side. Rise that right hand up, back behind you to start opening up the upper body first. Hold here for a couple of seconds and then drop your hand down to your chair, to the seat of your chair. Keep that tall spine and notice the difference in that twist just by shifting where your arm was. Take one more inhale into the side. As you exhale, slow release back to neutral. Unwind the legs. Take a little wiggle, a little movement. And then plant that right knee in line with your hip. This time it stays planted. We're not moving here. Everything is aiming forward. And we start to slide that left knee, that left hip out. Find that half goddess squat and then come up really high on your toes. Lower the heel down. Take it a couple more times. Feel that activation in the foot and in the calf. And then come up really high on the toes and start to play with that hip pivot. Noticing the difference between the two sides. And not judging it. It's very common that we're tighter or tenser on one side than the other. Our goal here is simply awareness. Awareness without labeling. Awareness without judgment. Swami Kripalu, the creator of Kripalu Yoga, which is the practice that we are doing together, the type of yoga. Swami Kripalu used to say that the highest form of spiritual practice is self-observation with non-judgment. Slowly release that movement. Take it back to neutral. Help the leg along if you'd like. Get rooted through your sits bones. Nice and tall. When you feel stable there, activate those abs. Bring that left knee into the chest. Maybe grabbing under the thigh, maybe over the knee. Just a different stretch, a variation. Not better than, worse than, supposed to be, none of that. Take an inhale, maybe there's a little rock, a little movement that calls you here. And then, your choice. Drop it down in line with the hip or over the other knee. Whichever you choose, your sits bones are engaged. Send that right hand to the outside of the knee, get nice and tall. And then as you inhale, left comes back behind you. Diagonal line from fingertips to fingertips, opening up into the upper body. Enjoy this stretch as long as you'd like, and then intentionally, very mindfully, drop that hand down to your chair. Keep it tall through the spine as you sink into this variation of twist. Notice the difference. Notice what serves you better, what feels better in your body. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, slow release. Shake those legs out. Get a little movement, maybe even shake the shoulders out, circle them out. Any movement here that serves you. And then come back to that tall seated Tadasana, grabbing your yoga strap, belt, or dish towel if you have it nearby and available. And so we'll start seated through the sits bones, rooted through the feet. You stay right where you are because I'm going to grab mine off screen. I managed to grab it, but then didn't bring it within reach because, you know, that's how things go, right? If you don't have a yoga strap, plenty of other alternatives, but if you really want one, best deal by far, Ocean State Job Lot, $2, great quality, grab them, love them, okay? Grab your strap. And I'm not affiliated with them. I feel like I should get a kickback for that, but grab your strap or whatever you're using as a strap, and then keeping it in your, let's start with right. Let's keep it in our right hand. It can just be left long. If it's in a loop, that's fine. You really, truly just want more distance between your hands available. That's it. So the strap is in your right hand. Bring that right hand back behind you, bend the elbow, and try to line it up with your side body. From there, stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn so you can see a little different. I want you to reach that left hand up back behind you. Find your strap. And then holding onto your strap, your dish towel, your belt, etc., use that tool to very gently, while you breathe really fully, begin to very slowly try to get those hands closer towards each other. See if you can make them reach. For some of us, you can probably reach already without the strap. Kudos, maybe. See what you can do here. As you open, shift those shoulders back. Keep the chest open, as opposed to leaning in. Keep it open. Take one more big inhale into this side. As you exhale, let go of the strap with your right hand. Let it come into the left hand, and then pause for any movement here that you need. We're all gonna need something a little different. For me, feeling a little crampy in the back of the shoulder, a little tight. I'm just gonna move it a little. Get that synovial fluid going, maybe release a little tension. And then when you're ready, strap comes to the second side. So left hand, if you're following along with me. Stick that right up behind you so that your tricep is in line with the side body, elbow in line with the side body. And now you reach back behind you to reach for that strap. And it doesn't matter how far away we're starting. But do pay attention to the differences between the two sides. I find it fascinating to notice where our imbalances are, or where we hold tension, because it tends to be very enlightening about how we live our lives. So for example, like the majority, I am right-handed, and so I tend to be tighter on my right side. Very common to be tight on your dominant hand side. And so I have to spend a little bit more time on that side generally, opening up, rolling the shoulder down and back, keeping the shoulder away from my ear. It's just part of the practice. It's being mindful and aware. Let that breath flow in and out here. One more big inhale on this side. And then slow release. Oof. Take any movement you'd like, any rounding, any stretch. And if you'd like a bit more with the strap, feel free to come along with me. Grab that strap in front of you, both hands, fingertips over the top, so that we're grabbing them in fists. And round your shoulders forward here. So really, really press them forward, round your spine a little bit. Imagine that you are separating them as much as you can across your back body. As you inhale, slow rise up. As you get nice and tall, drop those shoulders down away from the ears. Feel them settle into those little shoulder pockets. And then take your lateral stretch here with your strap. Side to side, a couple of times if you'd like. The arms are extended, but there's still a little micro bend to the elbows. Just enough to avoid locking. Take that strap in front of you one more time. Round, tuck your chin. And then it comes back behind you for Yoga Mudra. So similar to how we took at the beginning, you could bring your hands to the back of the chair, lean in, press your heart forward if you'd like. It's a seated camel or seated Yoga Mudra variation. Or, because now we have our strap, you can keep that right between your hands. Drop those shoulders down and back away from your ears. And press the heart forward as much as it feels good for you. That can be a little, it can be a lot. There's no right or wrong. Bring that visualization to the forefront of your mind once more. The breath is flowing in and out of your heart space. And as it does, you choose what flows in and what flows out. What do you need a little bit more of within your heart? As you take one more inhale, exhale, slow release, come back to a more neutral, comfortable seat, somewhere that you feel comfortable. Consider as you do, what can those exhales release for you? What can you let go of? can you choose to surrender, choose to let go, choose to forgive? Find a place where you are comfortable, my friend, a comfortable seat, comfortable shape, a comfortable posture, maybe even coming down to the mat if you prefer to take a traditional resting pose or Shavasana pose. What do you need here? The breath flows in and out, even inhales and exhales. Ebbing and flowing like the waves. And just as the waves and the breath ebbs and flows, so do our feelings, thoughts, emotions, experiences. They are all fleeting and flowing at any given time. So do you choose to be a mindful observer and witness? Allow and go with the flow? Or do you instead attempt to control, to change, to alter? It is a choice. Notice where your attention is. No right or wrongs, there's supposed to be or should be, but do notice and create that awareness. Whether intentional or unintentional, where your attention goes, your energy flows. And so choose to be intentional. Choose where your attention and your energy flow. Our last reading for this practice is from Young Pueblo as well. It's about our internal strength. True power is living the realization that you are your own healer, hero, and leader. It is when you share your truth with compassion and peace. Your power grows when you make progress in your own freedom and wisdom. Those who are truly powerful do not harm themselves or others. Instead, they use their energy to enrich all that they know with love. Next inhale. Slow rise of the hands up overhead. Let the palms meet at the peak. As you exhale, open mouth, release. Let the thumbs land right on the heart. Take that that 2 more times. Big inhale. Exhaling and releasing as you do, perhaps considering what has evolved in this practice. What has shifted here over the last 45 minutes of flow together. And where do you choose to go from here? Bringing thumbs to your third eye, making a choice to speak kind. Back up. Thumbs to your third eye, making a choice to think kind thoughts. Thumbs to your lips, making a choice to speak kind words. Thumbs to your heart, choosing to be kind. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Thank you for practicing with me. I am so grateful that you do. Thank you as well to the YMCA for allowing me the opportunity to bring you this class. I will be back with the YMCA 11 o'clock tomorrow for 45-minute HIIT. If we're not friends yet, click my name in the description of the video. It'll bring you to my Facebook page where you can hit add friend or follow. And you'll notice that my schedule is my cover photo. So refer to that often. I update it every week. It includes all of my current classes. It includes any upcoming things, as well as any time that I fill in or sub or whatever. So it'll give you an opportunity to know when to join me next. And I hope it's sometime soon. Till next time, friends. Be safe, be kind, continue choosing to be well. Have a great day wherever you go from here.